All right, welcome to my first training video for owners. This is a test video. We'll see how it goes. All right, so the first slide, we're going over cash flow or cash management. So this is a flow chart to kind of explain exactly how the funds are going to be managed. So when rent comes in, those funds are entrusted to the property management company to be managed in such a way that all the bills are paid, all the vendors are paid, and the property still has profit. So this is always a difficult task when you're dealing with unknown quantities such as tenants causing damage, etc. Blah blah blah. I'm just talking out my beehole right now. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, and then on this slide, we're going to go over the equation that our system uses to determine how many dollars are going to be deposited into the owner's private bank account. So it's going to be property bank account balance. So the property bank account is the bank account that we hold in trust for the property on behalf of the owner. From that number, we're going to subtract any withholdings. So that means security deposits, which we are not allowed to distribute those to owners because those funds do not belong to the owner, just like they do not belong to the property management company. Those funds belong to the tenant. The property management company is holding those in trust, in escrow, just like we're holding the reserves in escrow for the owner. Speaking of reserves, you should have had some sort of conversation with a property manager by this point about the reserve amount for your property. For each property that we manage, there is a certain number of dollars that we have to retain in order to make sure that that property has the funds to cover its expenses. Alternative to that would be for us to have no money in reserves, and then every expense that comes up, we would have to be calling the owner saying, hey, we need you to write us a check before we can pay this vendor. Hey, we need to write a check because this bill came up for your property. And that's just not a very efficient way to run a business. After we subtract our withholdings, then the remainder of the balance on the property account is distributed to the owner. So generally, once the reserves are met, the security deposits are deposited, your rent minus expenses for that month is what's going to end up in the owner's pocket. So if there's no maintenance calls or repairs, and your rent is $1,000, and you pay 10% in property management fees, then you're going to see $1,000 come into that account. No expenses went out except for that $100 for the property management fee. And so $900 are going to be distributed after that month is over into the owner's account. Here's an example month that might come up for your property. Here's another example month.